All right, today we are going to dive into something truly mind-bending, a radical idea called coherence physics. It's a theory that tries to answer one of the most fundamental questions you could possibly ask.
It all starts with this question, maybe the biggest question there is. Why does anything persist? In a universe ruled by entropy, where everything is supposed to break down into chaos, why do we see stable things at all? Atoms, galaxies, you, me? Why does anything last?
And the answer this theory gives, well, it's pretty stunning. It says the reason for all this stability, it isn't a particle we haven't found yet, or some new force. No, it's a landscape.
Okay, so let's really get into this. The big problem that coherence physics is trying to solve is this idea of persistence. How does anything, a star, a planet, even you, keep its shape and identity when the universe is basically designed to fall apart? The theory starts with a new fundamental idea.
It's called the coherence field. Now, you can think of it like a magnetic field, something that's just everywhere. But instead of measuring magnetism, this field, it measures the local concentration of order, of stability. So where the field is strong, you get stable stuff. Where it's weak, you get chaos.
And this is where that landscape idea really clicks into place. Imagine this coherence field creates a kind of energy map across all of reality. The high points, the peaks of the mountains, that's total chaos and disorder. But the deep, deep valleys, that's stability. And the theory says that everything in the universe is basically like a marble, always rolling downhill, trying to find the lowest, most stable spot in one of those valleys.
Okay, so if everything is trying to get into these valleys, what makes them? Well, coherence physics gives us this amazing toolkit, right? 4 fundamental tools that basically carve out this landscape and create all the stable things we see. Let's break them down.
First up, and this is the big one, is the coherence well. This is your fundamental basin of attraction. It's basically a dip in that energy landscape where a system can just settle down and become stable.
So going back to our analogy, the well is the valley. It's the safe harbor. Once something, like an atom or a star, finds its way into one of these coherence wells, it's home. It would take a huge amount of energy to knock it back out. It's found its stable form. But here's where it gets really wild. The theory actually predicts a universal constant that controls how stable these wells are. And that number, they call it delta omega, is about 1.61. Yeah, the people behind this theory call it the golden ratio of coherence stability. Think about that. They're claiming this one number, 1.61 something, shows up everywhere, from the tiniest particles to the structure of entire galaxies. It's this deep claim that one number is the secret to stability itself.
Okay, tool number 2, the identity core. So inside that stable valley, the identity core is the spot where the coherence is at its absolute peak. It's the mathematical heart of whatever the thing is.
So yeah, in our landscape, it's the absolute lowest point at the bottom of the valley. This is the point of maximum stability. If the system gets bumped or disturbed, this is the point it snaps back to. It's the anchor of itself.
Third on our list is the coherence boundary. Now, it's important to know this isn't like a physical wall. It's more of a transition zone. It's the area where the coherence field changes super fast, separating the tidy, ordered system inside from all the messiness outside.
Right. So in our analogy, the boundary's like the rim of the valley. It's the shield, It defines what's in the system and what's out, and protects that stable core from all the random noise of the universe.
And last, we have the most mysterious, maybe the coolest one of all, the influence halo. This thing is weird. It's a long-range, non-local effect. It's how the stability of one thing can reach out across vast distances of space and connect with other things.
So think of it like this. It's like a faint, ghostly, gravitational pull between all the different valleys in our landscape. It's what lets separate, stable systems, like stars in a galaxy, talk to each other and organize themselves into these massive, complex structures. It's what weaves the whole cosmic landscape together.
So let's put it all together. You've got the well, which is the valley that creates stability. You've got the core, right at the bottom, which anchors its identity. You've got the boundary, the rim, which protects it. And then you have the halo, which connects it to everything else. That's it. That's the whole toolkit for building a stable universe.
Okay, so that's the theory, but here's the payoff. If this whole toolkit is actually right, it shouldn't just be a neat idea, it should be able to solve some of the biggest, oldest mysteries in science, and even philosophy.
Let's start with a big one, Plato's theory of forms. You know, this ancient idea that our physical world is just a bunch of imperfect copies of some deeper, perfect reality of ideal forms. For 2,000 years, that was just philosophy. But look at this, coherence physics offers an incredible scientific parallel. What are Plato's perfect forms? They're the coherence wells, these perfect mathematical attractors. And our messy physical world? That's just systems getting knocked around by chaos, but always getting pulled back to their true, stable form inside the well. It's mind-blowing.
But it's not just ancient philosophy. Let's talk about one of the absolute biggest puzzles in modern cosmology, dark matter. Here's the problem in a nutshell. We see galaxies spinning so fast that, based on all the stars and gas we can see, they should just fly apart. The gravity isn't strong enough. So the standard solution is to invent this mysterious, invisible stuff called dark matter to add the extra gravity.
Coherence physics looks at that problem and says, you're thinking about it all wrong. The solution? It's not a new particle. We don't need to invent invisible matter. That extra stability, that gravitational-like glue holding the galaxy together, that's the coherence halo. It's the collective, long-range influence of all the normal matter in the galaxy, stabilizing the entire structure.
And that idea that the halo is doing the work of dark matter leads us to a really profound final thought. It implies something just incredible about what the universe actually is.
The source material has this beautiful line. It says, "Dark matter is coherence remembered across space." Think about that. The halo isn't just a force field. It's essentially the memory of the system's structure, projected out into the cosmos. It means the universe isn't just a collection of things happening right now. It's a system with a deep, active memory that's shaping its own future.
And that brings it all the way back home. If this one simple principle, this cosmic tendency for things to find their most stable, coherent form, if that's what builds everything from atoms to entire galaxies, then it leaves us with one last, very personal question. What stable patterns, what deep coherence wells is it building in you?